Okay, so what's up, everybody? It's going to be the first episode of the show here. We don't have a title, so we figured this first episode would probably just be bullshit and titles to try and figure it out here.
Yeah,
But,
it should be fun.
My name is James. Everyone will see me on social media as Lee. That is my middle name. And that's what I normally go by in the average day now. But, yeah. And then to my right here, I have...
I don't have any online presence. I'm a total creep. For now, I'll just be shit. I didn't think of this ahead of time. Fuck.
Yeah, we can tell you're struggling over there, Eddie.
This is why it's going to be a great episode.
Yeah,
we're just going to struggle through it.
King Beardulus.
Okay.
I do have it, so, and I am the king of it, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll do for now. We'll figure that out later.
Y'all good, Eddie?
Yeah. Just
okay.
move on from me.
And over here on my left, I have none other than...
I'm going to go by Matt for now. I'm going to come up with a nice online name. We got to come up with that soon.
A cool handle.
A cool handle.
Like
hell
acid burn.
I mean, you could just do the classic.
Crash override.
It's got to be like a badass CB handle.
I mean, you could do the classic. We all used to call you Matty Gravestone.
Yeah,
so.
that's a good
like
one.
Gravestone's a good CB handle,
You're
too.
still in my phone as that, too, yeah.
Rubber duck.
Actually, it's weird. When I talk to, like, my family, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to hang out with Matty Gravestone. They're all like, who? They're not in on it.
How did they not figure that one out?
I don't know.
They
They just haven't put it together yet, so, yeah.
That was for God knows how long ago. Holy crap.
Oh, man.
That was high school.
It's just
But yeah.
frig, man. That's a long time. But yeah, so anyway, we're the three basically misinformed and ill-equipped idiots here in southern New Hampshire as we talk about just about whatever, whether it be current events, whether it be about certain topics.
Whatever topic we have been misinformed about, we will spread that misinformation to you.
Give me $100, I'll talk about anything you want. Anything.
He will.
Guaranteed.
He might have an OnlyFans we don't know about. It's just ASMR.
No. Instead of Matty Gravestone, it'll be Matthew Tombstone.
Yeah, I have to... I have to make sure to not use the same alias on OnlyFans. I don't want to give that away.
Yeah.
It's okay, Tombstone. We all know your secret now.
Yeah. You're now everybody's gonna go and look up your jelking videos.
Well, I'm gonna put my OnlyFans link on the back of my Suburban. Like, I saw a picture of a soccer mom that did that. It was like a minivan with her big OnlyFans.
Oh,
link right across the back window.
For real? Let me guess, Lawrence.
It was in some just absolute troll filth group on Facebook. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like you actually saw it like
No, I didn't personally see it, but it was like I think the caption was like Parent of the Year Award or something.
That's almost like painful, I think. Like,
100%, I would expect to see that somewhere like Lawrence, Mass.
Yeah, probably.
Lawrence or
Billerica.
Yeah, Lowell.
Chelmsford.
Yeah, Chelmsford.
God,
definitely wouldn't see it in Gloucester, King. Not in Gloucester. Not in Gloucester.
Gloucester.
Oh yeah. So this is it basically, and we will have some other friends around, so it'll be a good time, and I promise many, many, many laughs abound.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, I hope we're not boring the shit out of everybody listening, because otherwise, I don't know why you're here. Just leave. I mean, what the hell? Don't actually do it though. Please don't. We're cool. Come on.
We want to entertain people.
Yeah. So, name suggestions.
What if we did something like this is the first one. I'm just trying to fly off the top of my head as fast as I can. Like backseat in the Suburban or something like that.
Back in the Burb. Back of the Burb.
Backseat boys. Gay as fuck. It's cock rock.
No,
cock rock
okay,
name.
Okay.
The backseat boys.
You use the hard G word, and that almost.
You gotta be careful.
You can't use that. You have to bleep that out now.
Bleep.
Whoa.
Back of the
Burb.
Like back of the
Suburban.
You know.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I was gonna say we could always have like a temporary name, like we could call ourselves, and we're the chemical toilet, and
Be
and
chemical
then
toilet.
have everybody else decide our name for us, because that's always fun. Because then we don't have to do any of the work, and we get to hear all everybody else's suggestions.
Yeah, which we will be open. I mean, obviously, we'll be chatting with friends about it, and hopefully, they all actually listen to this. All three of our friends. Oh
yeah,
wait,
all.
No, there's only Alex.
Yeah,
he's the fourth one. He's not here, so
yeah.
Hopefully, he has an idea when he listens to it.
Yeah, it was like 4:00 in the afternoon, and he was like, "Well, I guess I'm locked in." And he put on his bunny slippers and his bathrobe, and he done got out his bubbly wooden pipe, and he just done sat down in front of the computer and turned on his Elden Ring.
The sun is still out. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean. That's acceptable for like February, in my opinion.
I mean, hey, you know what? We're kind of finally over that, and like, I mean, man, we're 30, man. We're like over the hill now. Fuck.
Yeah. I'm like, I like get up and I just think like, oh man, which one of my bones is just going to like collapse under me today? Like just, every day.
Yeah, it's like the classic cartoon. Skeleton cartoons,
Yeah,
start
like,
moving and it's like a xylophone.
Yeah, but it's like a Mortal Kombat X-ray, because then there's like a burst of blood and then like my head comes off or something, or like a vital organ just gets ripped out from me. Yeah, do Sub-Zero's X-ray in Mortal Kombat 9, just always smashing that like left kidney.
Yeah, dude. He beats that thing up. That poor kidney.
Yeah, you could do like a 5-round match. You've got like 8 kidneys in there, I guess. You can just keep doing it.
Man.
Damn, I wish I could have some kidneys.
More than 2 kidneys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the number of organs you have determines health. I mean, that's what Invader Zim taught me. The more organs you have, the healthier you are.
So you think like Zoidberg was winning when he had like 4 hearts and 3 stomachs?
Absolutely.
Like
that? Yeah. I mean, he really knew how to live. I find myself like digging into the dumpster, being like, "Oh boy, a treasure."
So could you just like take other organs and just get them surgically attached to yourself, and there you go.
You don't have to.
Add
Just
15 years to your life.
More health than helpful.
Yeah. Like picking up health in Grand Theft Auto or something.
Or just make like the Aztecs and just eat it. I mean, like you've just absorbed its strength. You've absorbed its entire essence.
You've become stronger.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually like Back of the Burb. I think that's actually pretty.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
We'll just have to get like a good picture of Matt's Suburban over here.
Yeah.
No, because that's a good one. Like that one, that one just kind of came out of nowhere. We're gonna have to check and see if that one's taken.
Yeah,
because I think that's a really good one.
I don't know.
We could do Burb or Burbs for suburbs, because we all live in suburbs.
That's like kind of why I like it, like Back of the Burb, because it's like we're all suburbanites, and you've got the suburban. Like it's not just a suburban; it is the
suburban.
Like as far as square bodies go, it's like the definition of a square body burb. So
dude. That's like an OG. That thing's pretty sweet.
I'll get to bring it over next time, hopefully, and we'll get to laugh at it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's for those. It's still a little bit under the weather, but it will probably be ready soonish.
For trouble.
Yeah.
Stupidity.
I mean, you're the owner.
It'll be ready to be broken again and have to be fixed again.
Yeah, it's the shitbox life for you.
Dude, that's any car though. Like, it starts good and then just kind of you don't take care of it.
It's got 335,000 miles on it.
So. Oh my god,
dude! Yeah, that's pretty sweet that it's still running.
Yeah, it looks pretty good too. I mean, there's no rust on it or anything.
Really? No holes or anything?
There's
underneath?
some
there's body rot.
Like on the the rocker panels and shit, really, but it's just little holes. The frame and the floors are all good.
Hell yeah, get that cleaned up.
I'm getting it all cleaned up. Gonna get new metal, have it all welded in, and have it fixed, and then
that'd be fucking rad.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
I mean, hey, just think, we make it big, we can do a tour in the Burb.
Oh my god,
that'd be sweet.
That'd be trouble.
Yeah,
that would be trouble.
Now coming to a city near you. You don't want us, but we're coming regardless.
You'll want us to leave as soon as we get there.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, these friggin' guys. Get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here. Get out. So that's I actually am voting for that. If I can submit a vote, Back of the Burb.
Yeah, I mean, that one was out of nowhere, but that one's
good. We could take a picture, just like the Burb with the hatch lid open, and then just just throw a bunch of random shit like in piles in the back of it.
Yeah.
Just that's the picture, the back of the Burb.
Yeah. No, that works pretty
You
good.
put your little
Yeah.
controllers and.
Do we have any other ideas? Because obviously, like we haven't checked to see if this is even good yet. So we should totally debate some more. Just pick up some other. If you guys got some.
I like the word banter. I don't know how we could use it.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how we could use it, but banter's a good word.
Yeah, I mean the hard part would be picking because you're gonna need a word to go in front of you. Like you're gonna need like a noun to go in front of that.
Yeah,
because banter is more of your adjective, and then like the thing that comes to my mind would be like clinical banter. But I'm the only one here that works in like healthcare, and I don't want to be tied to
he's the only one
healthcare.
that owns a Burb, so I mean that's not that weird.
Yeah, no. I just mean like clinical. I think people are going to be looking at it. And they're going to be like, no. So I don't
clinically challenged. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
I mean, hey, there's all kinds of them.
Yeah. I like how I'm like burping into the microphone.
I ship healthcare stuff. Does that count?
That's true.
Yeah.
You ship a bunch of all kinds of stuff.
I do, but a lot of it, like a big, massive amount of it, is like medical field.
What's that
stuff.
one you hate? There's one name that you always like are like it's always the heaviest thing. It's like Ramona's or something.
No.
He's
or wait, are you gonna get in trouble if like you say the name?
I don't know.
We'll just scratch that. We'll just scratch that, and we'll just say for the record, we'll just say Matt works at like Kmart, but like classic Super Bowl commercial Kmart. So like Matt's over there, like I just shit my pants.
Yeah.
I shit my bed.
Yeah. That's more or less what he's doing. Like on a daily basis.
A day in the life.
Yeah. Just squirting brown liquid. Okay, we should not do like shit jokes.
That could be almost the name of it. Squirting
brown liquid. The name of the podcast is Squirting Brown Liquid. I hate that. Don't actually do that.
No. The way you would title that would be like Ever Brown content. Because think about it this way: what you want content that's always good, so you don't want to be like too caught up.
You know what? Hey, I got another one that's a little bit like basic bitch poetry, like the back of the Burb.
Yeah.
You ready? It's Over the Dirty Waterfall.
What? Is it dirty? And where is this waterfall?
Okay, well,
where is this waterfall?
Well, I mean, think about it. Dirty waterfall, right? So that's going to be like brown water, right?
Probably.
And
or black.
Do I need to go further?
Sometimes there could be red in there. It's real trouble if
that's a medical emergency. I think
that's medical.
Yeah. Let's. This is nothing. This is vapid. This is absolutely vapid.
When you get the three of us in a room, there's
this is nothing but vacuous behavior.
Yeah. So
there's nothing. There's not enough here.
Yeah. So at the rate of like the kind of stuff we're saying, the return on investment for this gear is going to be never.
Well, don't quit your 9 to 5 because I'm sure as hell not anytime soon.
Yeah.
You're gonna need that. I mean, I need that to pay for my freaking car.
True
car note's expensive.
Gas is.
Yeah, dude.
If we're gonna keep back of the Burb, it means I have to keep the Burb, which means I have to keep the Burb working. Unless we just film in it in like as a rotting piece of garbage in the yard. We just chill in the back seat.
Dude, I would totally keep that thing because I think.
I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not getting rid of it.
Like, I mean, especially with the coming of like what is it like 2030? There's supposed to be no more gasoline powered cars sold in the States.
Yeah,
something like that. Or then our manufacturers not allowed to sell cars.
Yeah.
So obviously that's part of the reason why we're seeing all these new sports cars coming back, which is rad. But like, I think having something old and classic like that is going to be like the ticket. Because if you have something that's cool before.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they're just coming cool now. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to get even worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, because like I got like one of the last STIs ever made. And like that thing's cool, but like I can only imagine what that'll be. Because Subaru already came out and said, hey, yeah, this is the last combustion engine STI. There'll never be another one.
Wow.
Keep it good.
Yeah.
Keep it good.
Keep it good.
Yeah. So, hey, I mean, your Burb will be worth a lot more too. I mean, we watched that
dude
car auction, and it was just like it was nothing but Blazers, like 70s Blazers and Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos,
and they were going
sweet.
for like $300,000 to $400,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was insane.
And I was just like, okay, well, all right, 10 more years, and now your Burb's going to be worth like your house.
You have people already that are like that have $1,000 trucks saying, "Oh, I have 40 grand. I know what I have."
Yeah, I know. I know what I have.
There's a
like-
tree rotting through it.
Yeah, I would love to get my hands on like an old C10, like a late
Dude, hell
70s,
yeah.
early 80s C10, and then like obviously to me, I'd have to do more of like the Japanese JDM style race car because that's my jam.
Dude,
but
that'd
like
be
I think slammed on its ass with some over fenders, kind of like Salvage to Savages, like electric one. I don't know if you guys have seen that. They have an 81 C10 or something like that they put Tesla motors in.
Ooh,
And that thing's like on its ass. They did custom like handmade carbon fiber over fenders and everything. That thing is awesome. But yeah, like something like that I'd love to get my hands on, especially before like everything gets stopped. Like no more.
Yeah, I'd love. I think what I'd love to own if now we're gonna get into like fantasy cars to like own before the car as we know it is no more.
Yeah.
I would love to own a conversion van.
Dude, I want a conversion van so bad. That's like the next thing that I just want.
Yeah, I mean everybody remembers like the van in the 90s. Like that's
Yeah.
what it was. It was a conversion van. You had like the big like armchair seats that like sometimes they'd rotate around, but you always had like the TV overhead and like it was
that'd be
just
pretty sweet.
cushy.
I mean, just think over in Japan and part of the JDM car scene, there was the whole popularity of the old Dodge vans. Like the U.S. military used to sell off the vans,
Yes.
and then all the Japanese people were going crazy for them at the time, or at least like the motorcycle racers were going crazy for them because it allowed them to have a vehicle that they could put their motorcycle in and transport.
Yep.
And then now, if you look up, like Noriaro's done a couple videos of it because they have like an event like every year where like all those guys get to take all their vans out on track. And they have like all these Dodge vans that are like absolutely riced out, and they're called Dodgy Bonds, Dodgy Bond, because like that's how they
Dodgy
pronounce
Bond.
it. But like, dude, they're like, yeah, we got to make these things as cool as we can, like USDM style, and they're
Oh
like
my
buying
God.
Spectre intakes from like AutoZone.
That's
Oh my
actually
God.
awesome.
That's
I
bad.
love it. It's so cool.
That's so weird to me just because like, over here it's like, oh yeah, no, JDM. Like that's the thing, JDM. I would never imagine like Japanese people being like, oh, the American. Oh, that's racist. Don't actually do that. Holy, I had to cut myself off. I was like, oh no. Don't say something you're gonna regret. That's really bad. But no, like over there, they're like, yeah, American cars. Like I would never have thought like they'd want that when they have like, what we consider like dream cars over here. And they just have easy access to it.
Especially if they want like the crappy, the genuine AutoZone brands. It's the best.
Yeah, but I mean, have you guys like ever looked at any of that stuff?
No.
Like, because I know, and
that's
like,
why I'm like having trouble imagining it because I'm just like,
Yeah.
I can imagine it.
Like,
I totally imagine it.
I've always been a huge JDM guy. Like that's my favorite. That's my jam. And like if I could have anything like real Japanese car here in the States, I want a JZX 100. But like if you look, and I follow some creators, like I follow some people on Insta, some people on YouTube and everything that do that, and they actually have a crazy wild scene in Japan for like classic cars, like low riders and muscle cars and stuff like that. They actually love it. They import them and everything.
awesome.
There's actually there's a road down in the bay area of Tokyo where it's all lined with palm trees, and like I forget what they call it, but they call it like the Cali Road or something like that because it looks like
right.
California.
Right. Yeah, the palm trees like in the divider or whatever.
Yeah, it looks kind of like it looks kind of like a knockoff PCH, which is
Right.
pretty cool.
We got to go there.
I'd love to.
That'd be
Sweet.
sweet. Yeah.
I would love to. My only problem is if I went there, I'd spend so much money. I'd blow so much money because I would just go to Ibiza for like a month, 2 months.
Yeah.
Drift every single day, like 8 to 5, every single day, just unlimited. I'd be broke.
That would get expensive very quickly.
I would be so broke, but I would have the literal time of my life until I went over a cliff.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Just pray those guardrails hold up if there are any.
There aren't any.
Oh,
there.
then you're dead.
No,
Okay.
no.
Oh.
There's some trees on the edge, and like you go through those trees, you're done. So that's
Oh.
it. Bye.
That's actually
That's
horrifying.
terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, if you did that a couple times, then I'd maybe ride along with you. I wouldn't ride around with the first one though.
Oh yeah.
If your first attempt at that, I would just be like, all right, well, let's have like,
let's see whether or not he dies.
yeah, let's keep the ambulance on standby,
Yeah.
just in case he needs it. Yeah, no, I think it also like cars and stuff is a cool topic because like we all have like kind of differing, like we all kind of like know what we like, but we also know like what everybody else likes. So it's like, you know, like for me, I like sleepers. That's my whole thing. I don't. Yeah. JDM's cool. Muscle cars are cool, but I just like those cars where it's like, oh yeah, you just don't know it's fast. I just love it when it's like, oh yeah, you just like, it just blows your mind. Like you just see like some Buick from like the 90s, and then it's like absolutely whooping your ass, and it's like, oh, that's so cool.
You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be like Forza. And he's gonna roll up in like a P50 with like a 1,000 horsepower JZ.
Okay, no
somehow in this tiny one seater.
No joke. So I just got like the Xbox Game Pass thing, right? And I just got Horizon 5. Yeah. Literally before I even did like their first stupid showcase event, which for those who haven't played, it's like 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
I bought a Crown Vic. I had the money, and I was like,
Vic.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to drive like any of these actual, like they give you like a C8 Corvette.
They give
like,
you a C8, a Supra, and a Ford Bronco.
Yeah, and like they're all cool in their own way, but like, but there's a Crown Vic.
Yeah.
And actually, the only thing I regretted was the fact that they also had like the '90s Impala SS, and I was like, that's even better.
That's awesome.
I mean, did you see? Was it 2 weeks ago they put in the Fox body, the SVO, the turbo?
Yes, they did.
That was a cool one that they put in.
Yeah. It's DLC, so I don't get it with the Game Pass, but
it's part of Car Pass. Like if you have the car, like the VIP Car Pass, you'll get it.
What country is the new one in?
It's in Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, they definitely do. No, I don't want to. I'm trying to like avoid saying something I'm going to regret.
No, like they did a pretty good job at recreating a tiny version of Mexico.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because like I think like I mean, you lived in like.
I lived in Vegas. Like, let's be clear here. I lived in Vegas for 5 years, and like for better or for worse, I do love it and I do miss it. But that has like other issues.
Well, the point I'm trying to make here is that like you were closer to that area. Like to us, like our closest neighbor is Canada, so it's like it's a little different. But like you were closer to like that southern area. So like when I think of Mexico, I don't think of like jungles or anything. Like I didn't know anything about like Mexico really. Like
I mean,
I didn't know about jungles either, honestly. But yeah, that
like when you get down into like
I guess like Central America,
like
right?
Farther down, you get into the jungles and everything.
Yeah, right,
definitely.
But yeah, for the most part, a lot of it's desert.
Yeah, I thought it was actually a really cool choice because we always think of it as just like, oh yeah, it's just desert and it's all like not grimy. I guess like gross, like like. You see like that picture of like when they show like the United States border on one side and it's just like, oh, look at these stupid suburbs. And then it's like the Mexican side and it's like, a little more run down. And it's like, that's not like a really good depiction of Mexico. But then they show like the jungles and like the farms and everything. And it's like, oh, this is actually really nice.
Yeah. I mean, you also have to remember there's been pictures that have surfaced too, where it's like vice versa.
Right.
Where like on like the line is like, it's nice on Mexico. And then right on the US side, it's like,
it's like garbage. Yeah.
So
it's, I mean, it's an interesting choice. And I personally prefer it because like the last one was like in England and it was cool, but like they drive on the wrong side of the road. I can't do it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I can deal like, if a car is shipped right-hand drive, you just deal with it. But that doesn't mean I want to drive it in the opposite lane. I like it still has to be there. Like the number of times I just head on people because like, no, you're in the wrong.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, you're on the wrong side of the road, dumbass. Move over. So.
No, I definitely like it. I definitely find that this has been one of the better ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Because, I mean, like, Australia was really cool. And then England was cool, but, like, it was I didn't really care for the weather system in it.
Yeah, like, that was the thing that kind of, like, I thought it would be cooler than it was. Like, at first when they said, like, oh, yeah, you get, like, winter and fall. And I was like, oh, okay, so, yeah, it's going to change the way the climate works. But really, it's just, like, winter's its different thing. And then every other season basically is the same.
Yeah. One just happens to have more water and more rain there.
Yeah, and it was just like it wasn't like different enough. And then they also like the world itself was kind of like
it wasn't as cool. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe if this is just me being like ignorant American or anything like that, I still think that the best Horizon game was the first one.
I was about to say that game was
because,
so good.
I think what it was is that they nailed the formula so well because you started with that Corrado and like, yeah, you have this big, huge showcase thing as you start driving. But you started with like a basic like 90s like VW Corrado with like no parts on it or anything. And you're just driving like out come supercars and all this other stuff. And you're in Colorado. And we're like, I understand like this sounds like maybe I'm arrogant or ignorant American. But like Colorado is a cool place because it's kind of like there's not like real water there,
right?
But it's like in like the area around Southern Cali, like PCH, like you can literally go from skiing in like the afternoon to like the beach or like surfing to skiing in the same day.
Yeah, like a lot of those like southwestern states are like that. Like when I was in Arizona, it was like that. At one point, it was like dead of winter and it's like 70-degree desert, completely dry. And then like you drive like 2 hours away, and all of a sudden it's like snowing. It's like it looks no different than New England, really. Yeah,
but that's like part of it too, and I think part of it is the way they did the story. Like that was before they started the whole Drivatar thing.
Yeah,
and like even though you're racing AI throughout the whole story, or like it actually had a story. It's not like showcase event to showcase event to showcase event. But it was like no. You got to work your way through this class of events, and like you go from D class to C class to B class as you worked your way up the tier. And as you worked your way up, you get your hands on better and faster cars.
Right.
And you'd be able to race faster cars.
Yeah, it was like the true Forza formula where you kind of start from the bottom and work your way up.
You know, when it changed, they made it like the second one and the third one, you could basically go to any event and change it to whatever you wanted. You basically set everything up so you could like play the whole game with one car.
Yeah.
Where in the first one, you would go and it would tell you have to have this class.
Actually, when I played 4, that's how I did it. Like, as soon as they give you like the rally car, like I took the Subaru, and it was like, I have no reason to change car. I can just use this for every event.
Yeah.
And it will do competently because like the game's kind of like, it does like that difficulty scaling, which is the worst thing in any game ever, because all of a sudden, like your progression doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, if you want to stay in B class forever, I guess that's your choice. But
I didn't like that about it at all. I thought it was way better when it told you to use certain cars, so you use more cars and experience more.
Right. Yeah, you kind of like explore not just the world, but like the cars on offer.
Yeah. One thing I will say too is, in the first one is like you couldn't really go off the road. Like you had like a little bit of shoulder, and then that was it. And then it was like invisible wall. Like you're gonna hit that, you're gonna crash.
Right.
So there wasn't really like cutting corners too often or anything like that. That's like good and bad in its own way. It made the roads feel a lot more unique and better to drive to me.
Right.
Whereas of like once you hit like 2, where it was just kind of like just go anywhere, just drive right there. I found that like they started focusing on the off road too hard, and then at the same time like. You'd be going in there, and I remember this is one of the first events. It was like, hey, you need a rally car. And it was like, okay, so I'm going to run a rally car. So I bought like an Evo from the store in the game. And then like I start driving the Evo, and I'm just having a good time driving the Evo. And it's like, all right, well, you're doing rally courses. So you're going through the cornfields in France and everything like that. And then you're doing this and you're doing that. You're jumping on dirt and everything. And occasionally you hit a road and you go back. And I finish all those, and then I come back, and then it's like, all right, you're going to do street car races now. So it's like, all right, so I forget what I bought. I think it was like a Viper or something like that, because it was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And coming off the first one, like, I had like the OG Viper, the red one. I had the Diablo, and then like I had an F40. Like that was like my B, A, and S car that I loved. I drove those 3 cars so much in the first one. Like I'd love to see if it actually tracked the mileage, what the mileage I'd have on those cars.
Oh, I know.
In that game. Not unlike Gran Turismo.
I know. Yeah.
But like, and then I bought that, and then like I'm starting this race, and the next thing you know, it's like this street series, and then like more than half of like the next 4 races, even though they're street cars in the street scene and street racing, is you're just going through the cornfields again.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
And I find there's a lot of that even still, that just kind of like, I'm good.
There is. Well, to me, like I don't mind the off-road stuff. Like it's fine. But I kind of wish they did it a little better, because, like, their sense of off road isn't like, like I think when they think of off-road, they just think like a rally, but with big tires. Like,
Yeah.
I think off-road is like spin tires.
Yeah.
Like, I think like, don't get your thing stuck here. The forest is like, you can't just drive through every tree you see. And you kind of have to like more take it slow and find ways through stuff. And instead they'd rather be like, oh, no, we just want you to go. Like, I mean, I get it's a racing game. It's obviously going to be about going fast. But like, I guess like the definition of fast is a little weird to me. Because it's like, to me, like, I would think fast is not miles per hour. It's time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to agree with you here, but I also think some of the off-road stuff, they do a really good job.
Oh, yeah. Like the Baja and like
Baja.
the trophy trucks and stuff. Like, that stuff's great.
And like the actual rally where you're not blasting in a straight line, but you're actually doing like the dirt roads through the forest. Like, that's excellent.
That stuff is great.
But like, I just feel like half the time it's like, all right, now you're going to go right and you're going to plow through this field of grass. And you're like, no, man, I don't wanna do that. That's boring.
The rally in the first one was really good.
Yeah,
If
like,
I remember
it was
correctly.
awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah, because there wasn't a lot of it, but there was a little bit. And like,
Yeah.
once again, because you were tied to the road, it just felt good. And not to mention, like, I think going back to the first one, why it was so good was like they nailed the atmosphere the first time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the only other one that I'll say that they nailed the atmosphere as good of as the first one was the fourth one.
Yep.
Like, I think the way they got it, and that this is probably just because it came from Playground and like a mixture of Turn 10, but Playground's doing all the lifting for him. So I feel like Playground, because they're a British studio, like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Well, and like, I mean, those games always kind of have like, you know, they have a story. It's usually pretty hammy, but it's enough to like kind of like get you progressing. And again, going back to that whole thing where it's like, oh yeah, no, you just pick like one car and you can do the like every event. If there's no progression, then the story just feels like, well, then why is this here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it feels like a roadblock. Like it's slowing you down. It's like you got to do all this to then unlock the next showcase event, which then progresses you. And it's like, I really enjoyed in 5. They have this thing where like you have to unlock the different aspects that you want to do. So it's like, oh yeah, if you want to do the street scene races, you actually have to do like this little adventure before you do it. And I mean, the street scene one's kind of lame. Like that was a bad example, but there's other ones like that where it's like, oh yeah, so now you have to go to like this little area and now you have to play like a scavenger hunt and find all the items. Oh, and now you got to race. And like, it's all like this one little like canned event. Which is fun. Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong.
That's
like,
awesome.
That's a fun little thing. Like,
that's
every
actually
once in a
really,
while.
really clever. But at the end of the day, it's just like, oh, okay, so, but once you do that, there's like no incentive to do another one.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, okay, well, now I have like 30 dirt races to do, so I guess I'll just go do those then.
Yeah.
And then, like, the game keeps, like, trying to hand you stuff, but then also, like, a lot of, like, the cooler small stories, like, my personal favorite in 4 was the one where you're the stunt driver.
Yeah.
Like, you're the actor double, because they're like, I don't think you look anything alike, and it's, like, literally it's your character.
Yeah. Meanwhile, here's my character in 5, because they were doing that again with this one, but here's my character in 5 in, like, the pink and purple, like, rooster suit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Pinata rooster suit. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, yeah, you look exactly like me. It's weird.
Yo, real talk, as much as the wheel spins and some of the other stuff like kills me, like the clothing stuff, I love some of the horns, how they put in like the grunt birthday party. And the best one, this is the one that got me so many times when I first started playing 5, was I didn't realize that one of like the really hard to find ones was the Windows XP shutdown.
Yeah.
Like,
oh no, so there's the Windows XP shutdown, and the one that still fools me is there's one that's the
USB
Windows
disconnect.
10. Yeah. Do-do-dung.
yo, he's sitting there going like, what is disconnecting when you're playing on your computer? You're like,
no, yeah, and then my personal favorite, the horn I want the most more than anything is Doom E1M1.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I really want it so bad, but you know, and like the wheel spin thing, it's dumb, but I don't think it's like. I think they could have done it a little bit better, and it wouldn't have been like, because I think like the reason the game's so broken is also because of that. Because like, yeah, now you can just like get rewarded an S car, so they have to make it so you can be able to use that car. Like if they just like leveled that, so it's like, oh yeah, so when you first start out, now you're C class, you might win like some B class cars that you'll be able to use soon.
Yeah,
but like so that way you're like working yourself up, but instead like. Actually, this happened to me in 4. Like, I think it was like level 6. Like, okay, my second or third wheel spin, and I got like the Forza Edition VW bus, which like if you've ever used it is like stupidly fast.
Yep.
Like
It's got like 1,000 horsepower.
It is ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, well, I mean, I'm using the Subaru because like it's more fun to drive, but if I really just wanted something to go fast, like that's the thing. It just kind of stinks.
Yeah, no, like I feel that. Like that happened to me in 5. Like I got a couple cars that were like really fast, like the Forza edition.
Yeah.
Like I got is it like the old Dodge Challenger that's like blue?
Yeah.
Is it a Challenger? I don't remember if it's a Challenger.
I
but
think
like,
it's a Challenger.
Challenger Charger, whichever one. But like that thing was stupid. It was like, here's this muscle car with like 1,000 horsepower that can actually turn.
Yep.
And like it can't turn at speed, but it can actually turn if you manage to slow it down in time. So I was like, okay, yeah. And that thing was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not to mention giving you the Supra, the C8, and the Ford Bronco. Kind of covered all the bases off.
It really did. Yeah, like because the Broncos, like especially the one they have upgraded with the bigger turbos, it's like, okay, that thing is just really competent at B class.
It's just really competent at anything at B class. Like
yeah,
it'll take on
exactly.
street cars at B class.
Yeah.
Like,
and then the C8, like, not gonna lie, like when that was like the first car I drove, and I was like, I feel no need to replace this. Like, yeah, its top speed is like not great, and you know, I'm sure like there are people like that would walk all over it with supercars, but it's like out of the box, that's like one of the easiest cars to drive.
yeah, like it makes it to where like outside of like the long ones where you have like these big huge straights, like cars are more than enough.
Yeah, exactly.
More than enough. Like, one of the cars I pulled off the rip was like the Taycan. The Porsche Taycan, that electric thing. And then like I put the upgraded motor in it, so it has like 2 speeds, and like it shifts into second gear at like 150 miles an hour, and it goes to like 250, 300, something like that. And I just remember it was like when I finally unlocked the Behemoth, or like the ones where you literally race around the whole edge of the map, like
the Colossus
I've just,
or something.
Yeah, whatever it's called. I've just been using that thing.
Yeah,
because it's faster than anything else, and there's nothing that comes close to it outside of like top speed stuff.
Right.
So,
yeah. So I don't know how this became a review of Forza Horizon 5, but it's actually a pretty good game. It's not bad.
You know what? Like we said, it's just kind of
visually, it's stunning. The car selection's really good. It just came out, so you know there's going to be DLC packs for it, better or worse. But the story is horrible.
Okay.
The soundtrack's actually
it's pretty good. It's not the best, bad. Not the worst.
It's better than 4. 4 had like 5 tracks for every radio station, so it was like it was literally like in the first half an hour you would be like, okay, I'm bored.
It did have some real winners on that soundtrack.
It had
though.
like the songs were good, like the ones they picked, a lot of them were good. It was just you hear it again and again and again and again. You're just like, oh, come on.
I think the first one wins for that one again. That had a good soundtrack in it.
Yeah, that one actually had a large soundtrack, but at the same time, that one only had like 3 radio stations. It had
that's right.
It had like the alternative, the hip hop, and then like your EDM one, and like that's all it had. Now, like when you boot one of these up, of course, it has like 7 radio stations.
Yeah.
Now, so you have classical, and there's like a Hispanic. Isn't there like a There's the Hispanic one in this one. In 5, you have hospital. No, I already said hospital.
Hospital, XS, Block Party.
Block Party's your hip hop.
The hip hop.
XS is your alternative.
There's like a drum and bass one,
which is hospital. That's hospital.
What was the other one?
It's based off of Hospital Records.
The other one's like
There's
bass,
the Hispanic one. Bass Arena is the other one, which is like the real popular EDM.
Right.
Like all your big stuff that's super popular. But and like they picked a couple good songs, but I feel like it's just kind of one of those where it's just like you said, there's only like 5, so you hear them so much.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like you're not buying that kind of game for the soundtrack, so I would not buy it because of the soundtrack, but you know, just be prepared. Like at some point, if you play it a lot, like you're just going to turn the radio off and just have YouTube playing in the background or something.
Yeah, YouTube, Spotify. Like, if you're playing it on the Xbox literally has Spotify integration.
Right,
that works great, and like the game like actively plays nice with Spotify.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
So like that's normally what I do is I just kind of turn on Spotify or something unless I like want to listen to it, or like I just turn the radio off and just listen to the cars. I mean, with the whole driving simulator setup, I just kind of listen to the cars.
Yeah. Like honestly, that's a lot of the times I do that too because it's just fun to like, especially when you get like a car that like you love to pull I just want to hear that.
Yeah.
Like the car I'm just tooling around with now is like the 80s MR2.
Yeah.
And I found a tune that just like maxes it out B class, and it is just so freaking cool to hear that supercharger whine.
Yeah, it's funny. I've got one that's really fun like that. That's just kind of like a fuck off car.
Yeah.
When I just load it up, and it's like a Chevelle. It's like a 72 Chevelle or something like that. I forget which one it is. Maybe it's a Nova. But But it was one of those. There was like a weekly challenge for like one of the seasonal events where it was like jump this with like a muscle car. And, and the car needed like 1,000 horsepower or something like that to actually be able to make the jump and have like enough space because the runoff was like really short. And like that's just what I used. And that thing's just like you just kind of like touch the pedal and it's just like, it's crazy. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
This just spins.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a good game, but I really do hope that like the future holds a little more, not diversity in the sense of like the world is good. The car selection's good. I just wish like the courses and the like the tracks they give you, the events they give you, the like the PR stunts they give you were a little more kind of like, I wouldn't say like necessarily split into tiers, but I guess like, again, so you get that sense of progression back. Because that's really like, even like playing older Gran Turismo games, it's like, you start off with like the $13,000 car and you have to work your way.
Prius.
Yeah. Or like, in GT4, like you had the used car lot, which was the greatest thing because it's like, oh, cool, I can actually get like an okay car. It just has like a crap load of miles on it.
Yep. And you'd have to play a million races to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, of course.
Right, but like you were kind of like progressing, you weren't, you could do the same race over and over again.
Yeah.
But more often than not, you were kind of like, okay, well, I'll do this one, and then I'll do like the FR challenge, and
work on your license.
Yeah. Do the license tests, do the other events to unlock cars that you could sell that like you didn't want to use.
Real talk on like the topic of Gran Turismo 4. I swear I never understood this. I could never finish like the last test where it was like do the Nürburgring. In like the 8 minutes or whatever it was. I forget what it was.
Was it Nürburgring in 7 minutes and 50 seconds with a GT40?
No. It was like with like a 190E, like a Mercedes.
Okay, it was.
Yeah. That thing was awesome.
I was literally talking about that on the way over.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it was like the controller I had on my PlayStation because you have to remember there was no like adaptive triggers or anything.
No. It was
it was just a button and like. Had a little bit of an analog function, but for the most part, like after your controller was used enough, it was either off or on.
Yeah.
And I think that's what was so hard because I remember I struggled with it and I couldn't do it because like either I wouldn't be going fast enough or B, I would just blow corners.
Yep.
And I think that had to do with like the button just.
Yeah, and it was also like some corners you could cut, but like as soon as all four wheels were off the pavement or like the bumper, whatever,
I was like, you're done.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, test over.
But I just remember like. I could never do it on my PlayStation. And then I went to a friend's house who was struggling on it. And it was like first try, no problem. Like perfect lap. Like if it was like 8 minutes, like I got like almost the bare minimum, like the fastest the car would do at the time. It was like crazy.
Jeez.
I was like, dude, you've got to be kidding me. And like even after doing it on like my friend's PlayStation, I was like, all right, I know I can do this. Why can't I do it? And it's Gran Turismo 4. We were what, like 13, 14 when that came out.
Yeah.
So I was too stupid to understand that.
Late middle school era, yeah.
Playing all those games like Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, which I fucking love those games.
Yeah.
But you're mashing the jump button and that's also your go button in Gran Turismo.
Yeah, exactly. Like those controllers got a lot of use, and that was also back when you didn't really necessarily care what happened to them because it was like, oh, it's broken. Well, a new one's like $15, $20, yeah,
or go buy a used one.
Yeah. Buy like the knockoff like Mad Catz one for like 15, and it's like, it feels like crap, but it's good enough.
Right, it works.
Yeah, the little cousin controller, that's
most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, man, what a fucking tangent. We've been talking about Forza and shit for like
I know, yeah. Somehow this became like car review or game review.
We all like cars. It's definitely going to get.
Let's be real here, sure. And this is something that everyone's going to need to understand is that like at least for the three of us. Like our lives are like video games, cars, and then like pop culture.
Yeah. We don't talk much about girls because they're icky, and we don't talk about movies because we're lame.
We don't talk about girls because they're icky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gross.
Yeah.
Now I know we don't talk about girls on this channel.
Yeah.
No girls allowed.
They're icky and they have cooties and they're ew.
And we have a sign we can put on the front of our desk here.
Guys, we got to be real here. Let's be real here. Healthcare is really expensive. Cootie shots are super friggin' expensive. We cannot afford cootie shots. Like, we're going to need you guys to come out here and support us so we can get some cootie shots.
Yeah.
When we get some cootie shots, we will have girls on. But, until we get some, like, it's going to be a long time, guys. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah,
we're going to be in, containment. My God.
Yeah. We're going to be... We're gonna be like those big suits with the air tank on the back, like, oh yeah, so you're a girl, huh?
I heard you guys bleed once a month. Is that real? Yeah, like, is that real? Like, you don't do that from like cutting your hands? Like, you just You just do it like,
Yeah, yeah.
whoa.
Yeah,
For our first episode, we interview a girl.
Whoa.
God, that is lame. That's horrible. Why did I lead us down this freaking rabbit hole? You're welcome.
It's all good.
But yeah, no, yeah, it's mostly like cars, video games about cars, and I guess like gizmos, electronics, like whatever cool
Mostly
toys.
tied to video games.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real here. We're all like PC enthusiasts. Like, we all build our own PCs. Eddie built the PC for Matt and himself, and then I've built a bunch.
Oh yeah,
he
actually at this point you've got more money in hardware than I do. So you have,
maybe
you have surpassed me.
I don't know, unless you're counting like the driving simulator, because like
no, that's huge.
Because that simulator, like I didn't build that PC on that one. That one was just like I bought a pre-built from like
but you built the whole setup there.
Oh yeah, I built that. I'm just saying like as for like building it wise, like I didn't do that one, and that's because like when I bought that, like it was still really hard to find components, and like the only way you'd even get like a relatively good deal on some of the components was to buy pre-built. So,
yeah. I mean, I think that's still the case right now.
I mean, they're coming down. They're harder to find. They're still hard to find because now that they're finally coming down, like
now everybody who actually needs one,
yeah.
The people who've been limping on their GTX 980s are like, oh yeah, finally.
Yeah. Which, like, real talk, we're gonna swerve into computer hardware now.
Yep.
Those new Intel cards, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do because they were showing it off, and like, not only do they have the hardware capture, the hardware capture is supposed to work really good, especially if you have like one of the new 12900. It's 12900K, right?
Yeah.
If you have like one of those, it's supposed to like link together really well with like the new Intel GPUs, but their capture chip is actually supposed to be able to do AV1, like a hardware encoder on AV1. And like, I know you guys don't know too much about a lot of this editing and doing all this crazy stuff, especially streaming. But the thing is AV1's been kind of on the horizon for a while now, and the standard's been H.264, which is just like HD. But the thing is AV1 is better. It's harder to run than H.264 at this point, but it uses less bit rate, like less bandwidth, but it records in like a higher quality.
Oh, okay.
So what you'll see is like as stuff finally becomes available, you'll see stuff like Twitch and like YouTube streams. You'll actually see a jump in quality once people can start running AV1 instead, because you can get better quality from less bandwidth.
Nice.
And like that's like one of the reasons why I swapped over to streaming to YouTube instead of Twitch, is because like because now that I have fiber at this house, like I can actually do that. And I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, by the way, if nobody knew, he has YouTube and stuff. Like he actually is like an internet person.
I'm trying my absolute best.
He does kind of have some of that stuff.
Like, no, dude. Like,
ever been on this
I'm not
website.
gonna lie. Like, it's small. Like, my YouTube streams don't even touch what my like Twitch streams used to do.
Yeah, but my streams, they don't exist.
Well, I mean, we can get you hooked up and stuff.
I know.
Trust me. As we move forward, I want to get everyone doing this. Like, I want to have this like be like our central thing where we all come together. Like, because that'd be a cool thing. So, like, if we can get you guys making content, like whether it's be making videos, doing this, doing that, and then we all kind of come together to make the podcast. That's what's really cool. Yeah. Is then we can grow this. Oh, excuse me. And it's easier to grow this.
I like how you did that into the mic. Yeah. Bam.
No,
I'm not the only one.
It was like a spur of the moment. I couldn't control it.
Yeah.
But like,
it was a bodily function. I couldn't control it.
Sorry.
Let's not go.
No, but the idea is like, if we can all grow and then come together with this will like help us with all of our audiences that overlap. So this becomes the overlap point for all of this, is like, because then it's like, hey, look, I do this and then he does that. And then you do this. It all kind of comes together in one focal spot. So then it helps make the one focal spot a bigger brand than the other ones, even though it may be smaller, because everyone comes together. It's bigger. It's like, if you ever watch like Castle Super Beast, which is the remnants of Super Best Friends play, is like, if you look at them streaming, it's just Wooly and Pat now. Pat will stream to like 1,100 to 1,500 people. And then like Wooly will have like anywhere between 500 to 1,000 people on their streams. But whenever they do their podcast on Mondays, when they do like the actual Castle Super Beast recording, there'll be like 2,000 plus people on their channel.
Dang.
But like, and that's what I'm saying is like that kind of becomes the overlap because it's like, oh, hey, they're going to be together on this day. So like that means they're making content together. So that kind of makes it bigger. And you see the same thing a lot with like Optic Gaming and some of the other big esports brands. And like, yeah, I know you guys may not like me for this, but like I'm okay with it. Like I love esports. I love watching it. I love seeing it. Like whether it be the racing, whether it be Call of Duty.
Oh, it hurt. Oh man, I can feel my friendship level. You drop like 20 points. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's cool.
I don't give a shit.
But like Call of Duty, like I know obviously it's Activision. It's bad. You know they're kind of like rapists and supporting rapists and everything. But
they're supporting rapists.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah, where have you been? Have you been under a rock? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I even have to ask?
Yeah. We're
like actual rapists or like
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, like actual bad stuff.
Yeah.
We'll explain that to you later. I don't want to get into that tangent.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
good.
And that one's kind of been beaten to death like a million times by everyone else.
True.
And it's been going on for 8 months now, something like that. It feels like since that story broke. But like I think Call of Duty is really interesting because it's the first game that's really only captured the American audience for the most part. As far as esports goes, like I'm not saying it's the biggest. Like you've got CS:GO and Valorant's bigger than it now, and Valorant followed the same pattern as CS:GO.
Yeah.
But it was actually more controlled because it's done by Riot, and like Riot obviously runs League.
Yeah,
of
they
Legends
have
Dota.
a huge amount of experience.
I don't think anything will ever beat League and Dota as far as esports goes. But Call of Duty is really interesting because it's like the one American one.
You're right.
And like it's big. It's not the biggest. But it's cool, and it's also really interesting to see because while at the same time Dota and League and like all the others are really big, Call of Duty's kind of doing its own thing, and it just you have to remember this what Call of Duty is, and the people who run that part of Activision for it is like the remnants of what's left of MLG,
right
before MLG went under. So it's just something cool. I like to watch it just to see what's going on. Not that I really care for the games anymore. I don't think there's. Call me basic, call me like that guy. Like it's been the same game for 10 years.
No, I'll call you stupid and dumb and an idiot like to your face.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I won't say that because you enjoy like like cyber sports. Here's the weird thing. Like I feel like I put in more hourage on games than he does, but I actually prefer to watch like car racing over like any pro like MLG thing. Like actually, the other day I found a cool stream online where it was just like the European GT4 race.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I wasn't planning on watching it. I had no like. I was just like, yeah, put that on, and I just sat there and watched. Like, I mean, it kind of it sucked because it ended on a yellow, but I mean, it was still cool to watch. Like I was like, dude.
The season opener for FD was yesterday. FD
you're also way more into drift than I am.
For the record, obviously I am the JDM guy. I'm also like huge into drifting. I love drifting. And the season opener was yesterday. Shout outs to Ryan Turk, dude. Like the local New Hampshire boy. Won it first season. Had a perfect. Qualified first. Won all his brackets. Won the event. Hell yeah. Bring it home for the New Hampshire boys, dude.
Yeah. Hey, New Hampshire, woo! Nobody else is clapping.
Yeah. Clapping's kind of bad on microphones.
Oh, really bad. Sorry for like all the 2 people I deafened. I apologize. I will not compensate you.
Imagine the lawsuits.
I will literally not compensate you for anything. I will fight you in court.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, we've been talking this whole time. What have you been doing over there, Matt? You've been really quiet.
I know, yeah. We kind of like hijacked the whole
What do you want me to talk about?
I mean, whatever. Like, you can chime in on all these. Like, I'm talking about games, and hey, let's be real. You play just as much Forza and Gran Turismo as we
No, that's
do.
definitely true. I haven't played the new Forzas, but like, I want the newest track one to come out.
What? Oh, like the new.
Yeah, I like the
Forza
track
Motorsport.
ones more
than
the open world ones. I know I'm weird, but
no, because that's like also one of the things I don't like about the Horizon series. It's like I really wish they still had like 3 or 4 enclosed tracks, even if like they just had to like homebrew them into like the environment. So that way you have like, rather than just racing on city streets, which is fun, but if that's all you're doing, it gets boring.
I mean, there's a couple spots like that where it like shuts off for events. But if you notice like some of the playground areas, like the stadium and stuff like that, people make custom maps. At least as far as drifting goes, like people have made like Abisu and like North Course, and like I saw I think it was Slap Train a couple months ago. He put a video up of like someone made like a mini version of Tsukuba circuit in the stadium, and they were drifting that. Like,
oh, that's pretty.
But
sweet.
like obviously that's not the game itself. Like that's
Yeah,
people doing it. And I understand exactly what Matt's saying is like,
yeah, like sometimes you do want your like Silverstones and your Road Americas and your Laguna Secas, like actual.
Not only that, like Forza Motorsport has like better physics, has the realistic physics.
Oh, absolutely.
Or, well, they're about as realistic as Gran Turismo is. Like,
correct,
it's more realistic. It's not 100%. It's not like opening up like Assetto or like iRacing or whatever it is on the PC.
Correct.
But like, it's still really good.
Does Project Cars compare to those?
Project Cars is okay, but like they kind of sold out, and then they charge an arm and a leg.
I think I have
for
the
each
first
car
two or
and for like all the car packs and everything. And it's kind of the same thing as like iRacing. iRacing has gotten kind of outdated, but like because it's so expensive and people have sunk so much money into it, they tend to be like, you know, they're like over there huffing their own farts saying iRacing is the best. iRacing this, iRacing that. And you're just kind of looking at it, you just kind of feeling it's like, for the kind of money I'm paying for this, and then like the factor that iRacing is like what, it's like $120 a year just to use it, and then you have to pay 4 cars. Like that's like if I wanted to do it, like not every car is included, but like I've heard of stuff where it's like, okay, yeah, like I drive a 2021 Subaru STI, like you'll have to go in there. You want to drive that STI? Oh, there's like another $14 on top of your monthly subscription. Like, nah, bro.
For a video game, bro. That's just silly.
I
don't get that.
Nah, it's like 10 plus years old. Like, update it, make it better, do something.
Yeah, it's weak.
Yeah, I'm hoping Assetto, like, where is the developers are working on Assetto too, and I'm hoping it goes really good because
I've heard
like
about that for a while.
Yeah, Assetto is like the big one for drift simulator, and that's why I built my whole driving simulator is for drift simulation, because it's, you know, I can write off 1 million digital cars for the price of like electric. It's really
true.
For like the electric bill. And then like I'm not like running the risk of totaling a new car or not necessarily a new car, but like an actual real car.
I mean, that was the reason I got Horizon 5. Once the gas prices shot up, it's like, I don't even really want to race. I just want to drive around, because that's like my shtick. And like, I can't justify spending like $100 a week just on pleasure driving.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
We're going to have to get you guys set up with like simulators at some point so we can cruise Shitoko on Assetto.
That would be pretty
That's the coolest mod.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, like that's a mod that someone's working on that's literally like just like the Shitoko highway system in Tokyo. And it's like all there, and like it's so much fun when you go online.
Is that the one that I tried?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that's the one where like you'll go on there and sometimes like the server's set up with like hypercar, sometimes it's set up with like all these classic JDM cars that have like 600-700 horsepower. So you go ripping across the Rainbow Bridge across Tokyo Bay at like 400 kilometers an hour. It's so much fun.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's a mod, right?
Yeah.
Are there like mods for like US? Like, could you be driving around in like a city here or something like that? Or
I mean, I don't know if people are making that. I know another big one that a lot of people are working on, and this one's like sweet. I haven't gotten into it yet, but people are bringing in, was it Bayside from Underground 2 from Need for Speed?
Oh, yes. That's awesome.
I forget. Was it Bayside or?
I think it was.
I think it was.
I've heard something about that.
That was a long time ago, so you're going to have to forgive me if I don't remember.
Yeah, no, neither do I. Like, I barely remember. I just saw a video about it a little while ago, and it's like, hell yeah, they're bringing this one back. That's awesome. I've also seen, I've seen like I don't know how many different of like all the different Japanese toges, and then like people make custom ones and they make the ones based off the real ones. And you have there's a really big dude who does nothing but sim drifting. C Toretto, obviously. Yeah, Toretto.
Yeah.
No, that dude's really cool, but he's really big in the sim drifting scene to the point of where he started learning Blender to make maps. So he's made like his own like drift playground map, which is really cool. And like he put like a parking lot with like a couple open layouts on it. And he's also working on building like an actual road course just for his sim drifting, which is rad.
Yeah.
That's absolutely rad. And like, this is why I'm excited for 2 is like, all of a sudden it won't be like, you won't need as many of like the graphics mods or anything like that, because like the UI will be updated, because that game's like, dude, it's almost 10 years old. It looks kind of like ass to today's standards, but like,
what is that?
Oh, battery died on the camera.
Oh,
okay,
shoot.
We'll just... Okay, we're back. Sorry, camera battery died, so we just had to swap that out real quick.
Yeah, it was surreal, really. I just looked over, and then the lights turned out, and I was like, am I dead?
I'm glad you noticed that, because I wasn't really paying attention.
It was absolutely wild.
But yeah, no, I was saying, like, I said, it was like almost 10 years old. I'd love to see it updated where, like, you don't need all the crazy graphics mods and stuff like that to make it look good and change the time of day. And then hopefully, I just really hope that it will keep all the mod support. Maybe because they'll just move it into like Unreal or something, or make it like work better in like a more current engine that's easier to work with.
Yeah.
So
Do they mod like cars into that game?
Oh, yeah.
Any type of car you could probably, I would imagine,
yeah.
you could find in there now, right?
so
You
like
could probably find some Memobiles, like if you
oh
really
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to.
So I'm in the Shitoko server because that's how you have to get access to the Shitoko stuff to like download it. You have to join the server. They just put an update to the server now, so when you're playing online, they put out a thing saying, "Hey, we got a notice from the Tokyo Police Department. There's been like several people like driving way over the speed limit and blah 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 blah." Like they actually tried to make like this whole formal statement thing, and then saying like we're gonna be cracking down on it, and they put like an actual speed camera on, like a couple speed cameras on it, and then like if you go speeding past the speed cameras, it'll actually take a picture and it uploads it straight into the Discord.
Oh shit!
And it takes the picture like right into the Discord, and and in the channel it's called the evidence room. And like people have been like, as soon as they put it in, people are using it as like a high scoreboard because like this past few days it's been like the low horsepower cars, so like the 300 horsepower cars, like all your Hondas, like your S2000, you know, and then like basic GTRs and stuff like that. Like the slow pack is what they're calling it. They put in there. And like I was just kind of scrolling through it the other day, and then everyone was talking about it. Like this one kind of made the news. Someone somehow got a modded car onto the server, and it was a whole Burger King. There's like a Burger King going down the highway on the speed camera at like 400 kilometers an hour. Like dude was like
a restaurant
hacking or something, but it's like a whole Burger King restaurant.
Dude, you don't fuck with the king.
Apparently not. God.
I just remember I saw it. I was dying when I saw it.
What would you do in real life if you saw a Burger King flying
A
down?
speeding restaurant? Yeah,
What would happen? Would you literally even be able to like believe it? Like,
I think that might be the one time I'd actually go eat at Burger King. I'd be like, yo, this is pretty fucking lit. I gotta go see what's going on.
I would try to. Yeah, I would probably try and fail to catch it in like my crap like fleet, and then failing that, then I'd just be like, well, I'll just go to the one in Derry.
well, yeah, imagine that. You're driving down the highway, and, like it just blows by you. Like you don't see it in oncoming traffic. You just see a Burger King blow past you, and you're like,
What?
I would. I would hold on for dear life because I would imagine like the wind resistance of an entire building traveling like 60 or like
100 miles
faster.
an hour.
Yeah, like 100 miles an hour. That would be like
100 miles.
that's like traveling in a boat wake, like just woof.
That'd be wild. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, as soon as the Burger King showed up, people like were trying to find other stuff. Someone got a plane in there.
Oh,
like a
yes.
Cessna in there, obviously.
Excellent.
But yeah, no, like that was just one of those things that was really cool that I saw people were doing, and it's really awesome to see the community doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So,
well, then hopefully the sequel doesn't suck.
yeah,
That's always like the
like
what everybody hopes for.
I don't know what it said it was based on, but I hope it's like the new one's gonna be based on like Unreal 5 or something like that. So it's like really easy to work with, and then like it runs on everything. Because let's be real, Unreal runs on toasters now.
It's amazing. It really is. It's incredible.
It's wild. I love it. And
I mean, you know that whole Matrix thing got like really overhyped, but like, man, when you look at like stills from that though, sometimes it really does. Like,
yeah,
dang, did they actually film? Like, I mean, some of it obviously is like, yeah, that's pretty crap. But like, if like we're in like the day and age where like we don't have to think of like games looking like the cutscene. Like, no, they look better than the cutscene.
Yeah, now they do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I love it.
Yeah, when in-game cutscenes was like the coolest thing ever. Like I remember, you have to think about it. Like the first like in-game cutscenes is like going back to like Ape Escape and like Spyro and stuff.
Yeah.
On
Like
the
PlayStation
PS1
era. Yeah.
I mean, the PS1 with Spyro was like the first game that had actual voice acting.
It was pretty early. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the first Spyro on PlayStation, like it actually had
like,
voice acting,
actual understandable voice acting.
Yeah,
I think like the Super Nintendo had like, or the Sega Genesis, one of them had like speech, but it was always like, I don't know if you ever heard like the Bit Crush sound effects from like Golden Axe of like a guy screaming. He's just like,
yeah.
It's
But like no,
awesome.
like actual talking, like interaction.
Yeah.
Like, they're telling you what
like
to do or where to go.
Speech.
Yeah, and like shit, I remember when that first came out and playing that. That was like, whoa,
Yep.
Whoa, they're talking to me. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like 10 at the time. It's like blowing my mind.
Yeah.
The TV that I played at PlayStation, if freaking antennas coming out of the back, and
whoa. Yeah, dude, my TV in my bedroom at that time had the dials on it. I didn't have a remote for it. I had to.
Damn.
Yeah, it had dials.
You hear that?
Yeah.
He had a TV in his room at that time. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, I did. I did. It didn't. I had rabbit ears on it, but they wouldn't get anything. I could like kind of see like the outline of the local news and the fuzz, and that was it.
I remember at one point, I did get a TV, and I still had the 64.
Yo,
And, like,
yeah.
I remember playing, like, as soon as I didn't have to share the TV with my parents, like, I used to just play Mario Kart 64.
Oh yeah,
Mario Kart
Mm-hmm.
and, like, Star Fox on repeat. Like, on repeat. Like, back to back to back to back to back to back to back.
Actually, it felt really good. So Taylor has the, he's got like this Switch with like all the old Nintendo games on it. And one of the ones he got was Star Fox, and he was having trouble with it. And I just happened to be over at his place, and it's like, here, let me see that thing. And dude, it felt so good to like go back through that game. Like, oh yeah, I remember all secrets. Bam, hard pat. Bam, oh, Andros dead, high score. Me, AAA. Yeah. Or no, it was ass. I think I put it as ass. So it's like, yeah, you have to look at that until you beat me.
You have to look at that until you beat him.
Yep.
10 times.
Yeah,
whatever
like I think he was getting up to like that polluted planet level, and he was just having so much trouble. And it's like, no, dude, you gotta shoot the bombs. Like, just give me that thing. Just let me see it.
Give me the freaking controller. I'm gonna blow your freaking mind.
Yeah. But it felt like so good to go like all those like that stupid muscle memory as like a 10-year-old just like flooded back to me, and I was like, oh yeah, this is piece of cake. Yeah. Like if they made a real airplane that just controlled like that, it'd be like, all right, well I can fly this thing. I'll win. I'll set her down.
Oh, it's there's not very many things I can still play like that. But like Ratchet and Clank's one of those because those were always my favorite, especially going commando. Like when I finally got the PS5 and I got on like Rift Apart, like. I didn't do it in one sitting, like I did when the first Tools was it Future Tools of Destruction, the first one that came out on the PS3.
Yeah,
I remember Brandon got a PS3, and I went over to Brandon's house and I beat that game from 0 to 100% completion in one sitting.
Oh my
God! I played that game for like 30-something hours straight, no sleep, no nothing.
Jeez,
at Brandon's house. Like I literally went over there. I started it up like Friday night, and then like I finished sometime on Sunday.
Oh my God.
Dude, like I was so happy.
That's
like
determination.
Like 0 to 100%, but that's just Ratchet and Clank. And like I did that in this new one. Like I did it. Like, it was like I fucking love these. It doesn't matter. Like that's the one that's like kind of like really formative for me.
Yeah.
Even more so than like Mario Kart and shit like that.
Yeah, there is always like that game when like you're between like 12 and 14 that like you play it and it's like that's it. Like that you have now latched onto you. That is going to be your like for me it's Mech Warrior. Like, as like a little hairy 10-year-old, I would play. Yeah, like my beard was still fuzz at that point, and I would and I would just play Mech Warrior 2 because my computer was such a piece of crap, and it just like every single one, I was just like, oh yes, this is what I need. And anytime there's like a big stompy robot in any game, it's like, all right, you know what? Hand me that controller. I gotta play this real quick.
I got this.
And I will like hardcore critique how they feel. I'll be like, you know, like Fear whatever, where it's got like a little walker suit. I'm like, you know, it feels kind of clunky. I wish it was a little bit faster. You don't have enough gun choice. 6 out of 10. Like as if anybody needed that.
What about that Titanfall 2 though?
Oh, it did feel really good. Titanfall 2.
Oh my God.
Yeah, those games were fun.
I will still play that over
Titanfall
Apex
2.
today.
I actually liked Hawken as well.
Hawken was good till it got really crazy with the free-to-play stuff.
Like I think like if they had a better monetization model in mind when they launched it, I think it could have been like it could still be alive.
Yeah, it probably would have done way better.
When did PlayStation come out? The first PlayStation. I'm trying to think of how old we were when these things came out.
Was it like 2000?
No, it was before that.
It was like 99, 2000. No. It was like 97.
97, I think.
Something like that. Because you had Final Fantasy 7 on it.
Right. Yeah, and
because 6.
Because I was gonna say Legend of Zelda. What was that? Ocarina of Time for the N64. Came out in 98, and that was like not the earliest title for the N64, but it was fairly early in its life.
Yeah,
but you were in like second, third grade.
The crazy part about Ocarina though was like that came out, and then it was like 6 months later, Majora's Mask came out.
Yep,
that's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah, they really looked like.
It's like it was late on the 64, but it wasn't just like one. It was like 6 months later you got Majora's Mask, and I will totally till the day I die prefer Majora's over Ocarina. I think it was cooler. Like they're both great games.
Yeah.
I don't think they aged very well. Like
I think Majora aged better than Ocarina of Time.
I think it had to do more with the controller and what they were working.
Oh,
than anything else.
yeah. I mean, like the N64 controller is basically built for like some sort of alien being or like an octopus. Because, like I don't know which one of these goes in my mouth, which one goes in my ear, which one goes on my butt. Like it's horrible. Like I even now,
you're gonna hold it
when
like this, and the third one.
Well, I was lucky. So I'm lucky because I have like lobster claws for hands, and like so I could grab like the left side and the right side and like actually reach all the buttons.
Oh
still.
yeah, you're real lucky.
But like other people, like my friend Tom's got fairly small hands, so he's got to hold it like this or like
That's
this.
how I had to
and
hold
it's
it too. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the Mad Catz one where it was like just kind of like it was just like it was like the ends were cut off.
Oh
it was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was like a wide one, but then you could still reach the buttons in the
Oh
middle.
yeah. I remember that one too. Yeah, it was kind of.
It's
It was
green.
almost like a. Or maybe that's not the one I'm thinking of. I know there was one where it was
It's more
like
shaped like a SNES pad.
yeah. Well, the one I'm thinking of, it was almost like a gun. Like it was like you had like the single stick and then like the pad on the top of the. Oh, okay, yeah.
That one. That same. Mine was green.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I had the green one.
I think I picked one up from a flea market. That was the other thing too. Video game stuff you could just buy at flea markets. I grabbed it at a flea market for $5 because like we had 4 controllers at the time and one of the sticks snapped on like 4th player. So I was like, well, we need something.
We need something
So,
to replace that. Yeah.
Yeah, $5.
What about you, Matt? What was your formative games? If you remember way back.
First games were definitely like Mario Kart and
Hell yeah.
Mario
Yeah.
Party, and remember Rush on N64.
Oh,
Rush.
Rush was shit.
Yeah,
And
Rush.
then-
Like all of them. There was
Rush 2049.
Rush.
Like
yeah,
the
but that
open
was
world
my
stunt
favorite.
stuff. Like that was crazy.
that was
Then
my favorite
Twisted
version.
Metal on
Twisted
PlayStation.
Hell
Metal.
yeah.
The old Gran Turismos.
Dude, I remember when we did penny racing.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's so long ago.
The
Yeah,
old Need
it's-
for Speed. The old Need
Yeah.
for Speed, like Need for Speed High Stakes.
High
and
Stakes was
remember the Porsche one? It was all Porsches.
yeah,
Yeah.
Porsche Unleashed.
And there was the first Hot Pursuit. That
Correct.
one
Yep,
was really
yep.
good. Except for like the cops, like they'd catch you no matter what you did.
Yeah.
Like if you weren't like absolutely pixel perfect with everything, they would just catch you. There's nothing you could do
High
about
stakes cop mode was fun because it was co-op. So
Yeah.
you could do 2 players as cops, and then like you have to go bust the guys who
Yeah.
are actually trying to complete a lap, and that was so much freaking fun.
it. Yeah, that one was really fun.
Yeah.
I think more back to the classic gaming, honestly. I think more of like Halo
Yep. Halo.
and Gran
Yeah.
and like GTA 3, the first
I remember
one that
us
was, like,
having our like
3D and open
spurgy
world.
arguments of like
Which one's better?
Which one's better, the Xbox or the PlayStation? And I was like hardcore team Xbox. Like, yo, fuck your PlayStation.
And it was funny because like by the next year we both had the other.
We both
one.
had the other one, and we
Yeah.
were like, "This is actually awesome."
Yeah. The next
because like
Christmas.
you showed me Gran Turismo and Test Drive Le Mans, and I was like, "Oh," and then I showed you Halo and I don't even think Forza was out yet.
I think Project
No, it wasn't
Gotham.
out.
Project Gotham.
I
That
just
was-
thought of that the other day too. I was just thinking about that game.
Yeah, and then you were like, and then you got an Xbox.
Yeah, and then I got an Xbox. Yeah, we both got.
I never had an Xbox till the 360.
Oh yeah,
But like, let's talk about the killer app, Halo.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Halo 1 and then like Halo 2 having the online, like what a killer app. Like
Yeah.
that was
dude.
like that is what if it wasn't for Halo, I don't think the Xbox would be a thing.
No, absolutely not.
Like hell no. Like Microsoft wouldn't care about games as much as they do.
You know
now.
what's funny? When I first saw like I remember Kmart was still a thing. So it was very, very long ago. And I was walking through a Kmart one summer, and I saw like an ad for Halo come up, and I couldn't like see it very well because it was like a teeny TV and it was like a tube. That was
And
all
you're doing
faded in.
this because you're tiny. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm not even playing it. I'm just seeing like they're like talking like, oh well, this is coming out like this fall. And I saw I saw Halo, and I remember seeing like, oh, that's a cool name for a game. And I thought it was a cop game. Like I thought you were going to play like SWAT because I saw the gun and I saw the muzzle flare, but I couldn't see what he was shooting at. So I was like, oh, cool game where like cops and robbers, but like you're the cop. And then I bought it, and like I was like, why would I ever think that?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like that game, like I don't know. I'm like in my other group of friends, I am the Halo nerd. Like they don't get it. None of that.
Yeah, no,
Get it.
like I mean, I was late to the Halo party. I'm not gonna lie. But that's because I never had an Xbox, so 360. And I remember one of my friends had one though, and this is before I moved back. So like before I really met you guys, because I didn't meet you guys till like we moved back here.
Right.
In like high school.
Yeah, it was in high school.
But like I remember we were living outside of Nashville at the time, and I had this one friend who had one, Tom, and then there was another kid, Alex, who lived down the street from us, and we would play Halo, like Halo 2 multiplayer, and I just remember we used to get in fist fights over it.
Oh yeah,
we would get so into it, and like in the grand scheme, probably not that good at all. Like none of us were probably that good, but
No.
I just remember we would get so into it, like even more so than like GoldenEye or any. Of the others.
Yeah.
But like
no.
Halo was like. That was it, dude. Like
Yeah,
would
dude, you scream
fist
look in
fights.
Halo, instant dead leg. That is what's happening
yeah.
to you.
Like to the point of like we're taping boxes to the TV and everything.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like Halo was the jam.
Yeah, I mean, as again like a small hairy child, I remember there was this place in town called Mr. B's.
Yes.
I think you hadn't come back yet.
No.
This was, like,
I've
for
only
your time.
heard about Mr. B's.
So
Mr. B's
what
was
it-
around like before I came
So what
back.
it was like a space, maybe like half the size of a bowling alley. Yeah, if people know what that is. I guess like kind of like the size of a restaurant, I guess. But all it was there was like a counter with like a bunch of game rentals and like stuff, and then they had 4 big screen TVs, which back then were like the big projector TVs.
I still have one in my basement.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you
Yeah,
still
yeah.
got one. And like a row of like there were like computers and shit in the back. But basically they had all the consoles, and if they could be LANed, they were. So at the time, really, that was just the Xbox. But so every night they would do a 16-player Halo LAN party, and it would go
man.
like just pick up and play. Like it was
That'd
not,
be lit.
dude. It was incredible.
Wait, was that place over by Whips?
Yeah.
No,
was
no,
by
that
Whips,
was
though,
that
wasn't
was
it?
Area 51. That came
Okay,
later.
yeah. I remember 51.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, that
I,
came
yeah,
later.
yeah,
Where was
yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
B's?
I don't
Mr. B's was
know.
over by where Hannaford and Derry is now.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
plaza
I don't
over
remember
there,
that
Dollar
one.
Tree and-
I was on like the
Okay.
tail end when we came back. It was the tail end of Area 51.
Yeah,
I was
do
always
remember
thinking
that.
about Area 51. That's what I was always
Yeah,
thinking.
Area 51 was more PC based, which
Yeah.
that was always like a dream business would be to run a place like that. But in reality, like the cost is so high and the return on investment is going to be so low.
It's called you can't do anything but like cheap peripherals because
Exactly.
people will like sit there and they'll eat at the computers. They'll do everything.
Yeah.
Like you can't do anything nice. And
Right.
then-
So then if you want to do
because you
anything,
can't do anything nice. Like you just can't do anything. I think the way to do something like that is more of like the barcade, like adult style.
yeah.
And then like, you know, you have to charge a cover fee just to get in to like help cover that. But then that also relies on the popularity of the place and the quality of your games. So-
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother issue. Anyways.
But yeah, no, it was so 16-player LAN parties. I would go like I would say for a good 2 weeks, like because it opened like fairly late because I think like the guy's owner was like a not a teacher, but like I think his kid was in school.
Yeah.
So he purposely set it up so like it opened when the kid got out of school because he would go over with his kid.
That's a cool way to help watch a kid. Watch
Yeah,
a
exactly.
family, and
Well,
then, like,
that's-
your kid gets to be like one of the coolest kids in town at that point.
Yeah, like
Retroactive.
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
time,
yeah,
because
yeah.
that was still the time where we were getting picked on for playing games.
games,
Pre-COD.
games were for nerds and for dorks and stuff.
Pre-Call of Duty, basically. Call
yeah.
of Duty 4 is what changed that.
Call of Duty 4
Yep.
absolutely changed that. We it would close at like 10 or 11. So from like 3 o'clock till 11 p.m. it was just nothing but
Lit.
Halo LAN parties. Just
Oh, man.
and like random matches. Like so sometimes you'd just be up against like school kids, sometimes you'd just be grown ass adults. And it was just crazy pandemonium. And I really wish I could have bottled that energy and just saved it for later because that was just like an
Yeah.
amazing time to be alive.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. That's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
Like in this
Oh, yeah.
space, and like you guys can see this in the video if you're watching this. If like, as long as you're cool and you like to actually look at our faces.
Don't look at mine. I'm ugly. Please look away from me.
Yeah,
You're
for Eddie
freaking
here-
me out, man. Stop looking
for
at
Eddie
me.
here, just kind of look at just kind of hate his face. Just turn us on Spotify or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, like the idea is like to have like a creative space. Like
Yeah.
that's why it's like I have stuff set up the way it is. Like I literally have my old drafting table, which is just like my crafting bench. So I'm making like the perlers and stuff because like I mean I don't do anything crazy right now because I don't have a lot of shop space, but I'm still making perlers and you can see like video games and Pokemon perlers around the room and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
But, like
it's awesome.
that's the idea is we have like a cool space that's almost like a studio, like a creative area because like I'd like to do these here couch streaming possibly like Let's Plays is coming. That is coming here. Like I will have that set up, so like we'll be able to sit on the couch. Like I'm hoping maybe we could possibly catch like that Maximilian Dude energy. I'd love to be able to do that sort of stuff. That's been like a dream of mine. Have you guys over and be able to do that? Because if you think about it, like all the crazy LAN parties I used to have.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like,
this dude used to do like 24-hour LAN parties. We would literally like not sleep.
Yeah, well,
those who sleep were punished.
Yeah, don't worry. We will do like LAN party story episodes of this. Like,
okay.
It's gonna happen at some point.
Get into that now.
Because like totally
for the next episode.
I would love to like do this at some point, but like if we're gonna do like a LAN party one, I'd love to get someone like Joe Barr if they're in town.
Oh my god!
I don't know if he still lives here, but I know like last I knew before I moved to Vegas and before I moved back, like his parents still lived in town. He came back to visit from time to time. I would love to just chat shit with Joe Barr about like all the memories and crazy
Carolinas or something for a while.
The Carolinas.
Yeah.
The Carolinas.
Did you naturally say it that way?
Yeah.
Listen, man.
South Carolina.
It was in Carolina. It's like you pronounce. It's not an A. It's a U.
No, it's
Carolina.
It's like an ER.
Yeah,
South Carolina.
Carolina, North Carolina.
I didn't know like if you dropped that just
Charlotte.
like willy nilly or if that was like that's just the way you talk now. You go down to them Carolinas.
Carolinas.
Charlotte, Carolina.
Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Missouri. South Carolina.
Arkansas.
Carolina.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. No,
Arkansas.
see that's like illegal. They don't like it when you pronounce it.
It's
that way.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
We got good old Texas boys.
Yeah.
And obviously like almost like a second home for me is Tennessee. I love Tennessee.
Yeah.
Maybe I move back there in the future. I don't know. Nashville was fucking lit, dude. When I lived in Nashville, like, just like lit, awesome. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just happening place.
I would love to go there again. That place was sweet.
Oh, never mind. They went back upstairs.
Probably. Who was it?
I don't know. I couldn't see.
No, they're probably just looking to see what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like radio DJs.
Yeah, radio DJs. Yeah, cool.
Spinning cool records, yo.
But no. We'll get to more stuff. So yeah, I mean, I guess we could like wrap this up. We're at like an hour and 20 minutes. This has been pretty good.
That was surprisingly easy to get to that mark.
It was, yeah.
We literally talked about Forza Horizon 5 for like
This is basically a game review for. So go buy Forza Horizon 5, everybody. We're not sponsored.
No. Like it's a fun game. I really enjoy it. I do have fun playing with it.
Sorry, no. I'm just, just trying to.
Hopefully,
set,
dude. I would
tone.
love to be sponsored by those guys. I'd love to be able to
fun.
have like this podcast, like be sponsored and everything. That'd be cool.
That'd be sweet. By Pepsi and by Sunkist. I think they might be the same company, but it fuels our ignorance.
I think they are the same company.
Or this might be the Coke, and that might be
speaking of sponsorships and stuff like that. Do you guys watch The Completionist at all?
No. What?
On YouTube?
No.
Completionist Gerard Khalil, and he's one of the hosts on X-Play. Now X-Play's back. He did an episode like a year or two ago because that's his thing. Is he literally completes games like 0 to 100% everything.
He didn't want to. Why they call?
No, but he literally did one on Cool Spot, like the old 7-Up game.
Oh, jeez.
And like he did it and completed it. And like back in the day, like if you actually got like the whole like 100%, like it'd be a thing. You have to like call your local dealer, whatever. They'd send some stuff over, shit like that. But like, he did it. And because obviously you couldn't call him anymore, like any of that stuff.
Yeah.
He literally dialed up. He didn't dial him up. He went on Twitter and he was like, yo, I got this. Like, what are you going to do? And like a couple weeks later, they sent them like pallets of like, was it like 7-Up is like Pepsi brand or whatever?
Yeah.
Like they literally sent him pallets of like a product and everything.
That's awesome.
Of like sodas and like all this stuff. And like a bunch of girls came and like they actually had like a little press conference thing for it and everything. He was like, yeah, check it out. This guy did it. It's like, this is like almost 30 years later. And like they still honored it and did it.
That's wild.
So, yeah, we gotta figure out something. Get sponsored by some drinks company or like a snack company and just be like, I will bathe in chips.
I mean, the real one that's really big right now is G Fuel.
G Fuel. Oh yeah.
I don't think I can drink that though.
I don't even know what it is. Is it?
Well, don't diss it if you want a sponsorship.
No, I'd love to be sponsored.
G Fuel is the best fuel I've ever eaten.
I mean, dude, we're years away from getting a sponsorship from anyone.
Yeah. I especially love the blue flavor.
My favorite is Fazeberry.
Yeah.
If you want us to keep the Burb name, I'd like a sponsorship from GM and AC Delco. That would be pretty badass.
I think you're gonna be reaching for that one.
Yeah. I just want a sponsorship like the astronauts, where you lease them a Corvette for $1. I would love that. GM, I am willing to discuss that option with you, but I mean, I don't always have $1 on me, so we might have to work out something with like coinage.
Whoa.
But my phone's open. Hit me up.
Yeah. So
sorry, that was really unfunny.
It's all good. So then real quick, obviously, like, do some quick shout outs. Like, I don't know if you guys got anything, what you guys are planning on doing this next week or so until we record again.
No, probably. I've been trying to learn how to bake bread. That's real fun.
You should be posting that up. Like, do
it
some
sucks
stuff.
though. Like, my bread came out awful.
Hey, you know what though? It's content's content. Do it up. Great stuff following.
All right. Well, yeah. If you want to see me make the worst. I don't know. I want to wait until I get the thing down, because man, it just comes out like a lump of dough. It's not good. Okay, is
it bad? I mean,
yeah. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's freaking
bad, Lois.
Oh,
it's really bad.
Lois. Yeah, it's bad, Lois. It comes out like a brick. And I'm just like, I don't want to do this. Other than that, no, not a whole lot. So probably just counting the days and playing Horizon 5 and getting the most out of that $1 Game Pass deal, because I'm way out of date on my Gears of War stuff, and I know 4 and 5 haven't gotten the best rap, but you know what? I got to catch up somehow.
I mean, th're still good to play.
Yeah,
story wise, they're not good, but like they still feel good to play. And
Well, I mean, that's I don't want to like start a whole new topic like right at the end of this. So I'll have to talk about it later.
Matt, what do you got coming up?
I'm gonna go to work.
That's
You're gonna go to work.
I'm gonna go to work.
Are you gonna post anything of the Burb? You should.
I probably will. Yeah, I gotta actually start working on it. So.
Take some pictures, post some stuff, maybe make some videos of doing your whole alternator issue. Getting that thing back.
My alternator. I need a new alternator.
It's that goddamn carburetor.
Goddamn carburetor. I mean, hey, look, if that's gonna be the name of our show, we're gonna need it running so we can actually do
This
some
is
shit
true.
with it.
It's true.
We need it running and present.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get some footage of it, because it is mighty.
I think it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I've got to actually finish editing some videos. I've been kind of procrastinating it for like a while now. I've been lazy because I'm also like super busy.
Yeah.
But I've actually got, I was going to make 2 separate videos. I think I'm just going to make it into one big video of building the simulator, like the driving simulator, because that thing's only been around for like a month. But it was kind of one of those where I was just waiting because I have one last part. And then I'm going to do that part. And when I do that part, I'm going to do like another video of it. And then that's going to be like updating it to kind of like a more final form as to what it's going to be. So I don't have to use my crappy old bucket seat. I have like an actual comfortable seat that I'm not too big for.
Yeah, and Jeremy can sit in.
Yeah. Everyone else can use it then that way.
Yeah.
So I will be doing that. Obviously, you can catch me on Insta and everything too. It's all good. And then I know these guys aren't doing it yet. We'll get them onto to making content more. But you can find me everywhere at all socials under GrizzLea, GrizzLea. Once again, that is GrizzLea. And that's on YouTube. That's on Insta. That's on Facebook. That's on all of it. For the record, the best place to find me is Insta or YouTube because those are the places where I'm the most active. Twitch, like you might see me trolling around and some friends and some other things if you catch me, whatever. But that's just kind of like I just watch friends on there for the most part, kind of support friends and everything. Yeah, but all of my content is on YouTube.
Yeah,
like streams and everything.
He's the big internet man. He's the
for 15 people.
Yeah, hey, you know what? That's more than me. I don't even really do it for myself anymore. It's like a compulsion.
5, 8, 9, 7, 2. I mean, hey.
What kind of math is that?
That's only like 13 more than what? That's only like 13 more than you guys. I mean, because if you think about it, if I've got 15, y'all got like each other and then me, so that's 3. So then you only get like a gap of 12 people.
I almost dropped the hard G word.
Yeah, don't be doing
I know. I'm sorry.
Instagram's easy. getting followers on there. If you just post enough and you post cool stuff, people are going to
interact.
follow you. Yeah.
Yeah, no. The biggest thing is you got to go interact and be part of the community. And obviously, reels and making short videos is where it's at. But yeah, just kind of get on there, guys. Make some stuff, have some fun. Like, we just got to have some fun with this. And then in the meantime, I'm going to be looking at obviously getting this all up and off the ground and getting icons and everything set up for this. Is back of the burb.
Yeah,
as long as it works.
As long as it works.
Cool
I'm
sound
hoping
effects.
it's not.
Maybe Alex.
Maybe in like 20 years, they're going to be like, you guys know what they used to want to call themselves? Back of the Burb, and they couldn't do it because it was already taken by some
Do you know
other
what they wanted to
terrible
call themselves?
human beings.
You know what they tried to call themselves once? They tried to call themselves Chemical Toilet, and that is just not acceptable. That just isn't right. The kids don't need to be hearing that.
There was a lot of things.
I mean, let's be real.
Think
We've
of the
said a lot.
children.
We've said a lot of things over the years that
true.
shall not be repeated while recording.
Oh yeah,
it's unfortunate.
No.
Yeah.
For all those of you who are total chads that don't,
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I really wish we recorded because, like, if we were recording stuff like years ago, we'd probably have millions.
Yeah, but if
some of the shit we've
if
said
any
is
of us
gone.
had any political aspirations, we would have been torpedoed immediately.
Yeah.
Like that it would have been like Pearl Harbor, like torpedo, like not even out at sea.
I have a perfect one for you guys, and I just remembered it this week, and it's because both of you were there. Do you remember the USS douchefuckery at Walmart?
Oh my god!
The little cart thing that, like, it was like
we're gonna save that one.
Yeah,
for
we'll
next
save
time.
it. But yeah,
It's
a good one.
Yeah,
Destruction of Walmart. Yeah.
I've never forgotten that one.
Me, I had a picture of it the other day. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right. So we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, sorry.
So see you all later. We'll see you all
Peace.
hopefully in a week or so till we get the next one up. And I
Yes.
hope everyone has a great week. And thank you for coming by. I hope you guys come back. And for those of you on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. Like every little bit helps. So
yeah, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
don't worry, we love you all.
That's one way to end it.
I literally love you.
Okay, salad fingers.
Yeah, that is
All right, we're not trying to be creepy.
yeah.
like-
Push the
No.
push the
All right.
button now. Get
Bye.
this out.